Have you ever heard someone mispronounce a common English word like comfortable or schedule? For a non-native speaker, it's more than just a funny slip-up. It's part of a larger struggle to master a language that feels unfamiliar. Today we're going to explore what English sounds and feels like to non-native speakers and how this perspective can help us become a better language teachers. I choose this topic, English from the perspective of non-native speakers, because I'm also an English foreign language speaker. And English is my third language after Indonesian and Sundanese. So through this topic, I could give my personal opinion too. Also, English becoming the most spoken language in the world with over than 1,456 speakers including native and non-native speakers. Around 1.77 billion use English as their second language. As a future English educator, I need to gain insight into how learners perceive the language, what difficulties they encounter, and how cultural differences may influence English language learning. Obstacle make the learning English process challenging and needs a lot of practice and depth of understanding. Here, I will take example from the Indonesian sound system general problems perspective. The first is when a sound in English doesn't occur in Indonesian language. So we can find that sound in Indonesian. It will become a problem. For example, the TH sound. These are the sounds you hear in words like think and this. In Indonesian, this TH sound doesn't exist. So it's common for people learning English to substitute them with familiar sound. For example, instead of saying they might use T. So think become think. And for they might use D. So these become these. Another examples, if a sound is differently distributed, it creates a problem. This occurs when a sound exists in both language but appears in different environments or position in words. For example, the sounds ng both appear in English and Indonesia. For example, in Indonesia, ngopi, nangis, and pusing. Meanwhile, in English, the sounds, as in sing or bang, usually appear at the end or middle of the words. The problem is that Indonesian learners might add an extra sounds like a hard G. For example, sing become sing and bang become bang. The third example is if a sound is produced differently, it will create a problem, although only on the phonetic level. For example, the R sound, thrilled or non-thrilled. In Indonesia, when produced a rolled sound, meaning the tongue rapidly vibrates against the roof of the mouth. This is common in words like rumah or besar. But in English, we pronounce without thrilled or more relaxed, like in words like red or car. The tongue doesn't touch our roof that strongly, like rumah. Even in British, they pronounce R sounds silently at the end. It won't change the meaning but sounds unnatural and affect the clarity. For examples, if two more sounds can be combined in English but not in Indonesia. For example, the SKT clusters, like in word ask, basket, basket. But in Indonesia, that will be hard because they not usually combine those sounds and sounds vowels, and it's without vowels. So they probably pronounce it like basket, asket, masket. In my future career as an English educator, I'll be focusing on how they can understand how to produce sounds correctly first and learn how to pronounce them even just a little bit according to their classes. I realized I wish I had known this lesson earlier. This helped me with my speaking skills and improved my understanding. Application theory is using technologies because I realized that's a good way to learn how to pronounce sounds correctly. It can be using videos or audio from native speakers, and practicing is the most important thing. I wish I can give them space to speak and practice to improve their pronunciation. That's all from me. I'm Najwa Hamidatun Najah. Thanks for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.